Hi everyone, in this tutorial we want to see what are lists in Python. So let's get started. I'm going to open my IDE, which is idle in this case. Okay, so let me expand my IDE a bit. Okay, so let's talk about lists in Python. What are lists in Python? List is nothing but it's a collection of objects or collection of elements. Now it can be a list of strings, it can be a list of integers. To give you an example, a list can be a collection of names of people in the class, or names of fruits, names of animals, or anything else, names of countries, or names of social media website. For simplicity, let's get started with an example in Python. Let's say I want to create a list of social media websites. I declare an element, or I declare a variable named as social media website, social underscore media underscore websites. I create this list. To create a list in Python, a list in Python is always enclosed in square brackets. You declare the elements of list inside it, and the elements are separated by commas. Now this is a list of the social media website variable. It's a list of strings. So let me call the first element as facebook.com, the second element as twitter.com. Let's add the third element as Pinterest, the fourth as Instagram. Okay, so we have created a list in Python now. Let's see what are the contents of this list. To print the contents of this list, I use the function print in Python, print and the variable. So social media websites, this variable contains, it's a list of 4 objects, and these are the 4 different objects which we had declared previously over here. Python list, since it's a data structure, it it contains data and it provides functions to the user to manipulate that data or to perform certain operations on that data. A simple example can be, let's say I want to add a new website to this variable or to this list. Let's say I want to add Quora.com to this list. What I do, there's a utility function named as append. I use this function, I call this function on this variable, and I specify the new element that I want to add. So in this case I want to add Quora.com. Now let's look at the new list. Okay, a modify list contains a new element Quora.com. Now let's say I want to count the number of occurrences of a given website in this list. So I use a function named as count social media websites followed by a dot followed by a count. Count is a function. Every function in Python is followed after a dot. It's preceded by a dot. So let's say I want to count the number of instances of twitter.com. Twitter.com only occurs once in this list, so the count function will return the number 1. Let's add few duplicate entries in this list. Let's add facebook.com multiple times. I copy it, I paste it over here. Then let's add quora.com again, and let's add facebook.com again. Okay, so there's an indentation error. Let's ignore that. Okay, now let's look at our modified list. Okay, there you go. We have facebook.com followed by quora.com, which we added, and again we have facebook.com added in the end. Now let's say I want to remove one of the element in the list. Let's say I want to remove Instagram from this. So lists provide you a function known as remove. Inside remove, you specify what element you want to remove or what object you want to delete. In this case, I want to delete Instagram.com. So remove by default will remove the first entry of the object that will find in the list. So I'm trying to remove Instagram.com. Instagram.com will get deleted now. Let's see the new contents of this list. Yes. So Instagram was between Pinterest and Quora. Now in a new list, there's no Instagram.com. So we have Pinterest followed by Quora. Let's say I want to delete Facebook.com. I'll specify the name Facebook.com over here. Now, which entry do you think it will delete? This entry or the third last or the last entry? So let's take a look. Okay, perform the operation. Now let's take a look at the new contents of this list. Okay, well, Facebook.com was before Twitter.com, so it removed the first entry of Facebook.com. It always removes the first entry of that element from the list. Now let's say I want to find the occurrences of Quora.com in this list. Quora is occurring 2 times, so this count will give you 2. That's expected. So let's take a look at few more functions in Python, in Python's list. So let's say I want to sort this list in alphabetical order. So Twitter.com will come in the end, whereas Facebook.com will come in the beginning. The one starting with P and Q will be somewhere in between. Okay, I use a function named as sort. Sort will sort all the contents alphabetically. In this case, since all the elements are strings, it will sort it in a dictionary order. Let's take a look at the new contents. Yes, there you go. We have Facebook.com first, followed by Pinterest, Quora, and in the end we have Twitter. Let's say I want to reverse the order of elements in the list. So I want Twitter in the beginning of the list and I want Facebook in the end of the list. So I use a function named as reverse. Reverse will do a in place reverse. So the contents of the list will get modified. Okay. So yes, we have this Twitter.com occurring first, followed by Quora. So the whole list is reversed. Facebook.com coming in the end. To check if a particular element is present in the list or not, we use the in operator. So let's say I want to check whether google.com is a part of this list or not. So I use the operator in. In is a keyword in Python and followed by the list. So this will return a boolean value, either it will return true or false. Since google.com is not present in the list, it will return false. Yes, there you go, you have false. Then let's check if twitter.com is present in the list or not. Yes, twitter.com is present, so this returned value of true. Let's say I want to clear all the entries in the list. To clear all the entries in the list, I use the function named as clear. So the list dot after that I type clear. Now clear will delete each and every entry in the list, so you will be left with an empty list. So let's take a look at the contents of this list. Yes, we have an empty list. Empty list is specified by a square brackets and there's no content inside it. So that was about it. In the next tutorial we'll continue with other data structures in Python, namely tuples and dictionaries.